There was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything. And
I get back to the Sheraton Hotel at Universal, over here. There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me. And my mom's there, and she's like, tell them what happened.
Aaron Carter's mom has made a pretty remarkable decision. She has decided she wants the world to see the death scene, where the bathroom where Aaron was found dead.
Did Aaron's crusade to expose secrets about Diddy cost him his life? Or was he merely another artist destroyed by the industry?
I can say I've been through hell and back, and I'm back. And I'm here to stay.
But Aaron wasn't the only one facing these challenges. Behind closed doors, Justin Bieber allegedly heard all about Aaron's hidden battles and how he wanted to come forward.
But for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy.
Crazy.
Bieber himself has faced industry shadows, but has he finally come clean in court about what Aaron tried to reveal?
there was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything.
From facing public breakdowns to spilling secrets that no one wanted him to share, was Aaron ultimately silenced?
I get back to the Sheraton Hotel at Universal, over here. There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me. And my mom's there, and she's like, tell them what happened.
And what really happened between Aaron Carter, Justin Bieber, and Diddy? As more information comes out about the Diddy case, things are starting to look darker and more disturbing. New names are popping up, and people are looking back at everything with a more critical eye. One name that keeps coming up is Justin Bieber. For years, there have been rumors that Diddy might have groomed him, with some saying he even allowed his friends to take advantage of the young star.
But for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy.
Crazy.
But the most chilling part is that people are now drawing eerie parallels between Justin Bieber's experience and that of another well-known name, the late Aaron Carter. Justin Bieber and Aaron Carter were both music prodigies who rose to fame at incredibly young ages. Their paths were marked by the soaring highs of international fame, but also the dark side of the industry, where the pressure, isolation, and exposure to troubling influences took a toll on both their mental health and personal lives. Aaron Carter's career began in the late 1990s. As the younger brother of Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys, he was introduced to the industry almost as a family legacy. Aaron's charm and boyish looks earned him instant fame. He released his self-titled debut album at just 9 years old, which quickly sold millions of copies worldwide. By the early 2000s, he had a following of young fans and became a teen heartthrob. His songs were pop anthems with hits like I Want Candy and Aaron's Party filling the airwaves.
I want candy. I want candy.
Meanwhile, Justin Bieber burst onto the scene a few years later. In 2009, discovered on YouTube by his future manager, Scooter Braun, Bieber was signed to a major label at just 15. His debut single, One Time, made him an overnight sensation, followed by his hit album, My World 2.0, which launched the famous track, Baby. Within a few years, Bieber was performing sold-out shows globally, becoming one of the most recognizable faces in pop music. Though their careers had different trajectories, both faced similar pressures and challenges that came with being teenage stars. Growing up in the public eye meant every mistake and every personal struggle was magnified. Aaron Carter struggled early on with the transition from childhood stardom to maintaining his fame as he aged. As the years went by, his album sales dropped and the public interest waned, but his desire to remain relevant kept him under immense pressure. For Justin Bieber, the pressure to maintain his boy next door image and meet the demands of his fan base created a similar strain. The constant touring, the scrutiny, and the expectations from both fans and industry executives weighed heavily on him. Justin was quick to admit that he turned to substances as a way to escape. In a 2020 interview, he described feeling like he was on a constant cycle of disappointment and shame, admitting to using heavy drugs as a way to dull the pain.
Yeah, first time I smoked weed, I don't suggest this, but I was 13. Yeah, 13, 12 or 13.
Aaron, too, had a very public struggle with addiction. He battled issues with drugs, entering rehab multiple times as he tried to break free from the cycle of substance abuse. During interviews, Aaron often mentioned that he felt the industry had exploited his success. He accused former managers and record labels of using him and manipulating him at a young age, leading to feelings of betrayal and anger. In one interview, he revealed that he was introduced to substances at an alarmingly young age, reflecting that his innocence had been stolen early on.
It started when I was about 16. My sister Leslie, who passed away from an overdose, got me into it.
Mental health struggles were another parallel for the two stars. For Aaron, his struggles were often dismissed as erratic behavior or outbursts, and the media coverage tended to paint him as a troubled celebrity rather than someone in need of help. The years of pressure and addiction led to various legal troubles and public breakdowns. In 2017, he appeared on The Doctors, where he broke down, revealing a lifetime of anxiety, depression, and trauma from his early years in the industry. The show documented his health struggles, with Aaron's appearance sparking public concern for his well-being.
I can say I've been through hell and back, and I'm back. And I'm here to stay.
Justin Bieber, while also facing his own struggles with mental health, seemed to have a stronger support network, partly due to the public's compassion for his mistakes and his ability to step back from the limelight temporarily to recover. At his peak, Justin made headlines for a string of reckless behaviors, racing cars, getting into legal trouble, and acting out. However, in 2017, he canceled the remainder of his Purpose Tour to focus on his mental health and religious beliefs, marking a turning point. The difference in the public's perception of their struggles is striking. While Justin received empathy, Aaron's issues were often mocked. Part of this difference came down to the times and the rapid media evolution from Aaron's peak in the 2000s to Justin's in the 2010s. Social media allowed Justin to connect directly with his fans, share his side of the story, and build an image of redemption. Aaron's battles, however, played out in tabloid culture, which tended to sensationalize rather than empathize with young celebrities' troubles. Yet, beneath the surface, both stars were confronting the same demons: fame's impact on their identity, mental health, and personal choices. Both men have openly spoken about how fame distorted their self-perception. Justin mentioned that he became addicted to his image as a perfect pop star, and Aaron admitted that he felt an overwhelming need to live up to the expectations set by his early fame. As their struggles deepened, so did their associations with questionable figures in the industry, people who, some allege, used their influence to control or manipulate these stars. Aaron Carter mentioned on more than one occasion that he had information on certain industry figures that he felt could expose their true motives. This, he claimed, was why he felt pressured and, at times, threatened. For Justin, similar stories circulated, with the singer hinting in interviews that he'd witnessed or experienced things he'd rather not discuss publicly. In the mid-2000s, when Aaron's career had taken a downturn, his struggles with addiction and mental health became public knowledge. He was always outspoken, often revealing deeply personal stories to his fans. But in his last years, he hinted at something more, something that wasn't just about his own struggles, but rather an open secret in the industry. This was where Diddy's name first emerged. Close sources revealed that Aaron felt he was holding onto secrets that others wanted buried. According to some, he'd confided in Justin Bieber about these secrets, knowing Bieber too had wrestled with Hollywood's pressures. But what did Bieber do with this information? There are growing rumors that Aaron Carter was unalived right before he was about to expose what he experienced at Diddy's infamous STF-ficking parties. It's said that Aaron, like Justin, attended these parties as a child, where he was subjected to drug abuse and exploitation. On top of that, Aaron had a music career that tied him to Sony Music Entertainment, the parent company of Diddy's Bad Boy Records, which has only fueled more speculation. Even Aaron's mother believes that something much darker was behind her son's death, rejecting the idea of an accidental overdose. In fact, she took the drastic step of allowing the public to see where Aaron died, hoping to make it clear that she believed her son was the victim of foul play.
Aaron Carter's mom has made a pretty remarkable decision. She has decided she wants the world to see the death scene, where the bathroom where Aaron was found dead. She is calling out the police and feels like they did not do a proper investigation here, because she is certainly insinuating that there may have been foul play involved in Aaron Carter's death.
One of the reasons people are now connecting Aaron's story to Diddy is what Aaron said publicly before he passed away. Aaron revealed that his own mother had tried to get him to falsely accuse Michael Jackson of SA, despite Aaron insisting that nothing of the sort had ever happened. Aaron said his mother was only looking to sue Michael for money, and he suspected that many other parents might have tried to do the same.
4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean tell them what happened? And I looked at all 4 of them and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm gonna do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money?
This has led to speculation that while Michael Jackson was being painted as the abuser, the real culprit was someone else all along, possibly Diddy. Some are now wondering if Diddy's alleged actions behind the scenes were so vile that he targeted Aaron to keep him quiet, knowing that Aaron had information that could ruin him. Aaron Carter is the youngest brother of Nick Carter from the famous 90s boy band Backstreet Boys, and he made a name for himself in the same music scene. He quickly rose to stardom in the early 2000s, producing several hit songs like Aaron's Party, Come and Get It, and That's How I Beat Shaq.
The popular one with the rise and stop. So that's when I had this bright idea. Now the party of the month, now the party of the year.
Touring alongside his brother's group and Britney Spears, Aaron was the teenage heartthrob of his era, building a fan base among preteens and teenagers. He even had a close friendship with Michael Jackson, something that many could only dream of. Aaron once shared in an interview how Michael had given him his jacket and even called him the Prince of Pop. For a while, everything seemed to be going great for Aaron.
There wasn't that moment when Michael Jackson gave me his jacket and said, because you're the Prince of Pop, here you go. This is for you.
Unfortunately, Aaron's story came to a tragic end in November 2022 when his body was found by his housekeeper. Initially, it was unclear how he had died, but it was suspected that he had drowned in the bathtub where his body was discovered.
Former and now family, friends, and fans around the world are suffering the loss. Singer, rapper, actor Aaron Carter is dead at the age of 34.
A few months later, in April 2023, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner coroner released the official cause of death, citing drowning due to the effects of inhaling difluoroethane and taking alprazolam, Xanax. The report concluded that Aaron had become incapacitated from the substances he had taken, which led to his tragic death by drowning. However, not everyone accepted this explanation, especially Aaron's mother, Jane Carter. She firmly believed that Aaron was the victim of foul play rather than an overdose. In a bold move to bring attention to her claims, she posted a series of photos online, taken from Aaron's bathroom on the day of his death. So, these photos showed the bathtub with greenish water, probably because he'd been in there for a long time before anyone discovered him. There were also pictures of towels arranged neatly on the floor and some dirty water on the tiles.
Aaron Carter's mom has made a pretty remarkable decision. She has decided she wants the world to see the death scene, where the bathroom where Aaron was found dead. She is calling out the police and feels like they did not do a proper investigation here, because she is certainly insinuating that there may have been foul play involved in Aaron Carter's death.
Aaron's mom, Jane, questioned why the towels looked so perfectly placed if CPR had been done. She was frustrated with the way law enforcement handled everything and felt they hadn't done a full investigation. In her view, it seemed like the police just let people into Aaron's house before thoroughly checking things out, which she found suspicious. Jane was convinced that because of Aaron's past struggles with mental health and prescription drugs, authorities just assumed it was an overdose and moved on. She didn't think they took the time to dig deeper, especially since Aaron had received a lot of death threats and had people in his life who made things difficult for him. She suggested that maybe someone else was involved in his death, and she didn't want it to be brushed aside. To add to the mystery, Aaron's family was told by the LA County Coroner's Office that there wasn't any water in his lungs, which means he likely didn't drown. This raised a lot of red flags for Jane and others, who began to suspect something darker might have happened. Since then, Jane and Aaron's fans have been calling for more answers, feeling that there's a lot left unexplained. Now, on top of that, people have been drawing comparisons between Aaron Carter's life going downhill and similar stuff that happened to Justin Bieber. For a while now, people have been raising questions about Diddy's influence. Last year, Justin Bieber started making headlines again after Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy, which brought up some really disturbing stuff. At first, some thought people were just exaggerating about Diddy's effect on Justin. But now, with more information coming out, it's harder to ignore that something shady was going on. And then there's Jaguar Wright. In an interview with Storm Monroe, she talked about this weird video with Justin Bieber, Odell Beckham, and Trey Songz. In the clip, Justin seems to be in a pretty awkward situation with Odell, and it looks like he might be doing something compromising with him. Some fans brushed it off, saying Justin was probably just high, which is still messed up since these older guys were kind of influencing him to live that lifestyle. But Jaguar didn't hold back. She said it wasn't just a drugged-out moment. She claimed it was exactly what it looked like, pointing out that Justin's mouth looked noticeably wet at the end of the video as proof that it wasn't innocent. And it looked like Justin Bieber might not have been into what was going on, because Jaguar Wright mentioned that Trey Songz was basically playing lookout, making sure no one, especially the paparazzi, caught what was happening with Odell Beckham and Justin. It's a pretty twisted setup when you think about it.
And then I think about that really disturbing footage of Bieber, Odell Beckham, and Trey Songz.
Yes.
And Trey's literally sitting there playing lookout.
Playing lookout as Justin Bieber goes down on Odell.
The boy came up with his mouth wet.
Mouth wet.
According to Jaguar, this downward spiral for Justin probably started after he spent those infamous 48 hours with Diddy. Remember that footage where Diddy's promising Justin a Lamborghini and a house during their staycation? Now that we know more about Diddy, that video just gives people the creeps. It's hard to watch without imagining what Justin had to endure under the guise of Diddy's mentorship. And yes, Diddy did end up giving Justin that Lamborghini. As soon as Justin got his driver's license, he was seen driving a Lambo that looked just like the one Diddy talked about giving him. If Diddy didn't give it to him, then that's one heck of a coincidence, right? But here's the thing. Why would Diddy give such an extravagant gift to a young artist out of the blue? A lot of folks think Diddy was playing the role of a sugar daddy, lavishing expensive gifts on Justin in return for some favors.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
And then when you get 18, you get the house. For the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
We're going crazy.
Crazy.
There's also this one clip where Justin is visibly nervous while talking to Diddy, stumbling over his words because Diddy caught him off guard.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
The rumor is that Justin's team had been keeping him away from Diddy for a bit because they thought Diddy was a bad influence and was messing with Justin's health, both mentally and physically. So when Diddy showed up out of the blue, ready to dive back into their old dynamics, things got super tense. There's also this other video where it looks like Diddy is patting Justin down, maybe to check if he was wearing a wire, which is just bizarre. Whatever Diddy whispered to Justin at the end, it left Justin ending the meeting with a "love you." Another thing people often overlooked was how Justin Bieber's problems with alcohol and other substances seemed to escalate after he started hanging out with Diddy. Take the 2014 Chirac party Diddy threw, where Justin was seen holding a bottle that was supposed to be Aqua Hydrate, a brand of water. But if you took a closer look, the liquid in the bottle Justin had was suspiciously yellow, hinting it might not have been water after all, possibly alcohol or something else. Years down the line, Justin openly shared how tough that period was for him. He was hurting, unhappy, confused, and even felt angry at God. It's a stark contrast to the image of him living it up at the height of his career. Despite the flashy lifestyle, Justin was struggling with some deep issues. But despite everything, people are saying that justice is finally being served now that Diddy has been arrested, and things are definitely not looking good for him. So far, he's been denied bail twice and is being held in one of the toughest facilities. To make matters worse, he's even been placed on suicide watch, reportedly because there's concern he might harm himself. It seems like karma is catching up with him in a big way. With everything going on, it feels like this is just the beginning, and things are only going to spiral further downhill for him. In any case, another child star who was allegedly taken advantage of by Diddy was Usher. Back in the day, Usher was just a fresh-faced kid when he signed with LaFace Records. And who do you think took him under his wing? None other than P. Diddy. Sounds like a fairy tale, right? Well, hold on to your hats because this mentorship story might have some surprising twists. In a rather cringeworthy interview with Kevin Hart, Diddy let slip that he and Usher used to wake up in the same bed. Talk about awkward.
That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother.
It seems that their relationship was a lot more complicated than simply mentor and mentee. Rumor has it that a 14-year-old Usher followed Diddy to New York City, where things at Diddy's place got pretty interesting. What kind of mentoring were they really engaging in? It's clear that their bond extended beyond just making hit records. There's even a video of the two together that has been making waves online. Trust me, you'll want to check it out.
Take your time with it. Breathe it in. Yeah, they yours when you go see this for you. This ain't for nobody else but you. You take your time, boy. I see you.
That's merely Diddy getting Usher fired up for his upcoming show. What he has to say after that is telling.
Fly ass motherfucker going Vegas. You were in the kitchen eating all my cereal.
Usher has remained relatively silent regarding the events of his time spent learning from Diddy, despite widespread suspicion. Usher gave us a taste of what we've been yearning for during a spicy chat with the one and only Howard Stern.
Lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. In the 90s, do you understand what that's like? It was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. There were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand.
Even though he didn't reveal everything, Usher gave a lot of hints about how close he and Diddy were. Let's just say there was a lot of mentoring going on, and it wasn't limited to the realm of music. Usher's mother apparently didn't find out about the kid drinking champagne in the VIP with Diddy until after his album came out. And can you figure out which kid it was? Yes, the one and only Usher. The thing is, Usher hasn't really come out and spilled the tea about what happened between him and Diddy. However, he did reveal that he witnessed some dubious activities at Diddy's house. Usher also hinted at his history with Diddy and his admiration for him when on the cover of Essence magazine. Something that you should know about me is that I'm a businessman before I'm anything else, Usher revealed. Look at the capabilities of Martha Stewart or Russell Simmons or Sean Puffy Combs or even 50 Cent with G-Unit. Look at what they did with their licensing. This is my opportunity to do the same. Clothing and shoes are kind of the standard nowadays, so I'm trying to figure out how I can come at it from a different angle. Watches, clothes, perfume, cologne, facial, and acne products. There are so many possibilities. The interview was going well until Howard Stern brought up the obvious topic of Usher's time spent in Diddy's house. When that happened, things started to get exciting. Despite all the talk, Usher has gone radio silent on his history with Diddy. The normally chatty Usher was as quiet as a Hollywood actress on the red carpet. In his words, "I want to save some ish for my book one day," he said. "I'll put it this way, there was a lot of S." At any rate, while both Justin and Aaron had attempted to break free from the industry's influence, their approaches were notably different. Aaron's fight was largely a solitary one, with few in his corner as he battled to regain control of his life. His allegations against powerful figures were met with skepticism. Justin, on the other hand, leaned on his faith and the support of his family, including his marriage to Hailey Baldwin, as stabilizing forces. However, despite these differences, both men's stories paint a harrowing picture of what young stars endure behind the scenes. Ultimately, Aaron Carter's career spiraled out in a tragic conclusion, with many left wondering what secrets he might have taken with him. As for Justin, his journey is ongoing, and though he seems to have found peace, he remains vocal about the struggles he faced and the industry's impact on his mental health. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.